Okay, so here we are at part 4. Part 3 is a little choppy. I ran over 10 minutes and I had to find creative areas to cut out in order to squeeze it down without losing any of the steps I was doing. So part 3 is a little choppy in some areas. This screen capture utility I'm using, when I right click to use my menus, look what happens. It's annoying as heck and I have to find other ways to do stuff. I might just go back to my free utility I was using, Cam Studio, and see how that works with 3D Studio Max. But that's it. Let's get back to working on the foot here. We were working on the polys. I got the window crossing here set so that I have to envelop the entire thing. I got ignore back facings off. So we're going to grab these polys here and we're going to extrude again. And I extruded this part just so I could bring it down a little bit. I'm extruding from here because this is where the laces are going to touch the shoe. I'll bring it out maybe one, two, yeah, maybe 2 more sections will be good. So let's click extrude again. We'll just click OK because as we do it, I do want those polys are kind of facing up, so it extrudes upwards, so I want to move them down each time. And I want to move these over here to about there, and then we'll do one more extrude to get to the tip of the shoe. Come to right about there. We'll move it down. I'm going to go back to vertices and I'm going to select these guys here that are down a little low and move them up right to about there. Okay, now I want to look at this from the front and see how we're doing. If I do a perspective view, there's the front of our foot. We see the front's a little thin. Maybe I'm better off doing this kind of in a perspective or from the top. So let's change our view. Come here, Alt W to make it full screen, and we will actually, I want to go a little bit on an angle. I want to turn off the see-through, turn on my faces. I want to ignore back facing here, and I'm still on vertices, so I'm just going to grab these here. Actually, I'm going to grab these outside ones. I want to make the foot a little wider, bring it closer to the ankle here, just on the X. So we'll bring this out to about there. We'll do the same here. Oh, I don't have them all. Let's go here. Move them out a little bit. We'll do the same for these guys. We're going to be adding geometry later to shape this better. I just want to get a basic shape in place now. Something else I didn't mention, why I like to use the cylinder, because it's already got smoothing groups on, so I don't have to apply the turbo smooth just yet. Go to the left view, take a look at this here. Let's rotate him down a little bit, and then we'll move it. Nope. Move it here, like here. Grab this whole bunch, and let's move these guys down a little bit here. That's a better foot, I think. Heh. Ooh, what happened? Oh, I know what happened. I turned off my back facing, but I actually want it now. So let's check that off. Grab these guys here, and now we'll move the whole bunch together right down to about there. That should be a better foot. Yeah, that's a good foot for now. And a nice curve around the heel. The geometry is nice and clean all the way. We could actually turn this off and take a look at it. The cylinder has a smoothing boost, but as soon as you start extruding, that goes away. So maybe now is not a bad time to throw in the modifier list. We'll go down to Turbo Smooth so that we can see the foot a little bit better. Yeah, see? And that's not a bad leg. We'll turn that off for now just by clicking on there. Editable poly. Now we got one leg, right? Let's make the other leg. First thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to move my gizmo. So we're going to go to the hierarchy, effect pivot only, and I'm going to move my gizmo over to right about there. So that's going to give me a good mirroring point. Maybe I'll move it a little bit more, right to the middle of the crotch in my drawing. See how I left that space there? Uncheck this. Go back here, modify, we got our editable poly selected, and we're going to click on mirror. We're going to click copy. We're mirroring in the X. That's good. Let's close our offset a little bit. Bring it a little closer. Click OK. This is our straight on front view, right? Yep. And let's move it out there a little bit. Okay. That's good. Now, what I want to do is come to go to editable poly. We have this guy selected. I want to join, or attach at least. Attach this guy to here. Now we're down to one object. From here, I want to see these guys, and I'm going to decide which ones I want to get rid of. Let's take off attach. Let's go to poly subobject mode, and we're going to pick this guy. Control click this guy, control click, control click. I'm going to go around the back, and we're going to do the same thing for these four. Control click, control click, control click, control click. I don't know if I could bridge them just like this. What would happen if I just click bridge? That's going to be the end result. And it does it. Good. Sweet. That's going to give us a basic the basic body volume we want there. I'm going to add some geometry in there and pull in later. Let me see if the geometry even exists now. Yes, it does. Okay. So what we'll do here is we're going to go to edge mode. We're going to click on this edge, and then we're going to move it down a little bit, just to kind of give us that crotch, and then we'll scale it just to do that. Now later on, I'm going to do I'm going to ring these and connect them to give me a center line when I'm ready, and I'll end up deleting half of the zombie and doing other stuff like that. You'll see that later. We're up to 8 minutes and 45 seconds, so I have just enough time to go to my polygons, ignore back faces, and I want to select every polygon in here. Change the window crossing mode. Select all of these guys and delete. From here, delete, 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 delete. And right now we are going to end the video, and we'll pick up in part 5 where we start making the torso.